Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Ah, the man himself.
We were just about to make a start on that sword I promised you.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
To the bellows it is then.
They have the exact same pose. They're like twins.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
Where's the leather? Ooh.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both of you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive then?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. But we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravost.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see. You leave this list with me.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next, who fancies raising a cup to friendship reforged?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time I had something to celebrate.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on their way!
Great. We're getting a shiny new sword out of this. Fantastic. But the moment they finish crafting it, they give me a list and they're like, well, we can make a better one. Götterdämmerung. Forging a sword that might slay a god. Ragnarok, 325. Ancient Ashen legend purports that one day the Age of Dominance will draw to a close in an epic clash of Eikons that sets the land ablaze, cleansing it of foulness and allowing for its rebirth. A clash they call Ragnarok. Ooh. A little bit foreboding. I don't know if we'll make that. Probably not. We can check out what the list entails.
Yep.
Oh.
I never thought me and Zoltan would ever speak again, let alone work together. And if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. You've been a good friend to me, Clive. The best.
Talk to August. He's the one who really
So will it
was
be?
paying attention. Alright. Cool. So where is the Ragnarok? Orichalcum, Darksteel, Primitive Battlehorn. Yeah. Did we get the Ragnarok already? It's somewhere here. What am I using right now?
And
Am I automatically equipping it? No. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's better by plus 25. That's good.
No need to thank me for the sword. I'm happy just to be here.
I'm glad you guys made up.
You've built a fine home for yourselves, and I can see why Blackthorn's so taken with it. Look after the old bastard for me, will you?
I will.
I'll be off soon, but next time you're in Dalmacia, be sure to pay me a visit. Snotty will let you in.
Do you reckon we finally got to the bottom of Blackthorn's troubles then? That'd be something, eh? Though he wouldn't be Blackthorn if he didn't give us the odd scale.
Yeah, how they gave me a nice sword at the end made me feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Oh. You take care now.
You too, Goots. Alright, this is the victory lap.
Molly's lemon tarts. I've never had.
Owain. Gacho. Spherical echoes. It's hard to say. Spherical echoes.
Canva lost. It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for us?
Alright. Does this mean we're finally ready to sail for Ash? I think so. Almost.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, Sid. Wasn't expecting you back so soon. So, is it good news or bad?
Good, thankfully. Here.
Ah, that's brilliant. Thanks a blimmin' million. I'll fit 'em to the smelter right away. May I present to you the Telemon Furnace? Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Stretchy metal. Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise.
What is it gonna translate into for me in terms of benefits? That's what I really care about.
So?
The class?
What do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the Hideaway.
Show Blackthorn.
Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
We don't even get to see the bag. I want to see the bag. Did that do anything for me? Or is it just a metal clasp? Expanded potion satchel. Again, it's expanded again. Good. Inventory maximized. This is how you know we're ready for the end. Potions, 6 to 8. High potions, 4 to 5. Great. With 2 Ds.
Right then. Let's get back to work. These world-changing inventions ain't gonna invent themselves.
I feel like Blackthorn would probably want to take a look at this whole furnace thing too. Okay, I think we're just about ready to set off. I want to do a little bit more reading, but the infirmary is right here. And I haven't visited Joshua in a while. In fact, I didn't see him at all since I came back. Mid, Joshua.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
We won't know. He's gone already. Joshua never explained why he was avoiding me the whole time, did he? I don't think so. In any case though, seems like he's okay with being with us now. Nameless slums. Oh my god. You'd rather just sleep here? People know your face here, you know? They might stone you to death.
What is this place?
Oh, I thought he slept. Oh my god!
Don't move.
I thought he found this place by himself. No, he fainted last time, that's right. Medicine girl, MVP. Does she live alone? My god.
Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
She must know who he is.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
What will you do? He's a bit of X factor right now. We don't know what he's thinking. What can you think? Yeah, he wants to atone, but can you ever really? All these lost souls here.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Oh, yes, he said he would help us after he was done his thing.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Tyre.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Our little team.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
Don't even talk about Joshua. What about Jill?
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
I'll enjoy it when I'm dead. No, I'll enjoy it. I'll be successful and then I'll enjoy it. Yeah. Let's do that. We should... Wait, hold on. First of all... Wow, there's no new quests! We just did a main section. It got me a little bit scared. Nectar? You doing alright? Got some new hunts for us that I'm gonna ignore. And oh yeah, we did a whole bunch of quests here.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
We should get a whole bunch of donations.
A generous lot.
A fitting performance. Natalie reports an unexpected surplus in Dalamil's stores, and as a means of showing the town's gratitude for past assistance, has expressed her distinct wish that one Lord Underhill partake in their good fortune. 2,500 ability points, thank you.
Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Thanks.
How are you doing?
Alright.
Here you go.
Good to see.
Always something in there.
Great to see. Just gonna check out my ability points for a second here. Mesmerizing. Launching multiple. It's for drawing enemies closer. Let's try out Rhyme a little bit. Summon a colossal ice crystal that deals continuous damage to all enemies that become trapped inside it. This one sounds like it could be interesting. Rhyme.
You need anything, you just ask. We might not have your uncle's resources, but resourcefulness we've got in spades.
Should we visit Joshua? We will. I want to read.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. It doesn't make it true.
What's up?
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go
Very
on.
funny.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
Yes, Professor.
Barnabas Tharm, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time.
40 years?
Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Perfect. Now we can go do a little bit of What is happening? Oh, okay, wait. It's only one, right? Just one?
Clive. How may I help you today?
Seeing that little green icon is making me freak the heck out these days. But it's okay, that one seems like it could be interesting. About phoenixes? It would appear that Waloed is on the march once more. Wow, Barnabas has been on the throne for 40 years? How old is he?
Here's the latest information I have.
That's insane. Yeah. Ultima hasn't come out since the Primogenesis stuff. Oh, wow, would you look at that? Okay, traveling companions. Sid saves Shiva's dominant. For real. And then absorbs the power. She just gave it to us. Wow! Yeah, I think it was kind of subtle, but if you were paying attention and reading between the lines, you could tell that they were in love. Glad they finally cleared it up. Oh? Why does this have a new name here? EGI? Eggy? Edgy? He is kind of edgy. Yes. Despite apparently falling to Clive Rossfield's blade outside the Canvarian Agora, he appeared again in the Ironworks, conjuring countless doubles of himself that set upon Clive and his allies, proving Joshua's theory that the Constant Knight was no mere swordsman, but a magical creation of King Barnabas. He can make magical stuff. He can sit on the throne for 40 years. Is that what you get for being an ally of Ultima? That's a little bit enticing. After journeying to Valisthea from the outer continent as a young man, he led his people in the overthrowing of the ancient kingdom of Veldermark that once ruled Northern Ash and established his new kingdom of Waloed upon its ruins. Being the dominant of Odin probably helped with that, but damn, he's really strong. Odin, the Warden of Darkness, who rides into battle atop his spectral steed, and whose black blade is said to be sharp enough to split the very seas in twain. It literally does split the sea. His latest dominant, King Barnabas of Waloed. Barnabas himself already seems really strong, but maybe Odin kind of picks strong people to inhabit too. I don't know. We don't really know too much about how all that stuff works. It's one of the mysteries of the world. Okay, what's going on here?
Please, Your Grace, stay strong.
Yote?
Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Are you alright?
It was the greatest honor of my life.
To be appointed protector to his grace. I have served him in that capacity since he first began his journey across Valisthea, the purpose of which was twofold. To further the Undying's knowledge of Ultima, and to further his grace's knowledge of you, my lord. After he learned of your survival, your brother insisted that we try to trace your movements. Thanks to the investigations of my fellow acolytes, we learned of your having taken the name of Sid.
But now?
Our journey together is at an end. His grace bids me remain here, and protect those you and he hold dear.
So I bid you.
My lord, if I might be so bold, please, look after him in my stead. I thought you knew about me before I turned into Sid. Yeah, because Joshua showed up when we first met Ultima, and that was before the first Sid died. I wish he would have shown himself to me a little earlier. How do you like the Hideaway?
Your companions are kind indeed.
Everyone has been most welcoming. Lady Taria has been especially gracious. Though I know something of the medicinal arts, it is hardly enough to warrant the acclaim of one so skillful.
I must admit.
At first, I doubted that her praise was sincere. We Undying are trained at what few simple skills might serve us in the field, but there is certainly no praise for those who excel in such endeavors.
But I see now
that this is your way. You encourage each other, that each might lend their strength to the cause, no matter how seemingly slight their contribution.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but... But his grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Taria and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
Of course, it's my brother.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonewort. It grows only where the aether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more aether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The stonewort itself is unharmed by the flood?
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
Oh, but, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The aether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonewort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
This sounds like a priority quest. It's side, but it concerns my brother Joshua. I've gotta go do it right now.
I had only thought to ask for your assistance in finding a new source of stonewort. But if you're sure about collecting it from the flood by the aqueduct, I should be most grateful, my lord.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. I have to talk to Joshua at Holmes. Maybe we can surprise him. We'll go get the stuff and come right back to it. How about? Let's go.
There's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals.
Wow, oh man. I was gonna say, remember this place? Yeah, the Trans-Rosarian Aqueduct. One of the very first places we've been to, and I see we are welcomed. Akasha Gigas. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
Get rid of that crap first. Oh! Here's a Giga Flare for ya. It's tanking it like a boss. It seems so crazy when Bahamut uses it on me, but when I use it, it's like a little beam. Woo! Well, I can't really get near him when you... Ah! What a waste of that semi-prime. Not if I do it on you first. Come on. Oh, so that crystal thingy, the rhyme, what's it doing? It didn't seem to do too much just now, directly. That's not gonna help. It puts a thing here, but like, you have to be like inside it, or... This thingy. Let me read the description again. Deals continuous damage to all enemies that become trapped inside it. So we have to aim it in a way that makes stuff inside it. Not near it, inside. It's a little bit different from... Similar to, but not the same as lightning rod. Now the stoneworts. Gotta be around here somewhere, right? Here we go. Blood red. Yes? Why can't I pick it up? Thank you.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Mm-hmm. Small detour, but anything for my brother.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
We could say the same thing for a lot of people here. We need to care about ourselves a little bit more so that we can continue on forward, especially for your kind, Yote. Your people, the Undying, don't seem to care too much about themselves as a singular unit.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord. Though selflessness is a virtue, I beg you, please take more care of yourselves.
I wonder how old Yote is, and is she like really good at fighting? What made her the one to be chosen to be Joshua's bodyguard? For starters, she's gotta be better at fighting than him. And not just fighting, just taking care of people in general, right? Kinda feel like they might have been hinting at something between these two too, with the whole forehead kissing thing before.
I suppose you've got quite the tale to tell. But I'll let you get some nice warm stew in you first, before I go bothering you for the details.
Hey, the cloth I got from you before that you gave to Jill, will we ever get to see that? Oh, speak of the devil.
Karen says she'll provide what she can for our voyage to Ash, and has even agreed to forgo payment. Until our return, that is.
Yeah, she's just saying that. She's not gonna take it. But we will give her something anyway.
Hope adrift on foam-flecked peaks, despair looms below. Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow.
Hey, did the bard always have a name? Lucan Lark's Tongue. That's the first time I noticed it. Huh.
You don't know what you're talking about. The odor's
Savorer
what
of stew.
It's depth. And that's what makes it superior to any old lizard livers.
Oh, please.
Lover of liver.
Have you even tried the fried mortress? Taste, smell, texture. It beats your beloved stew hands down on every count. Now that's a masterpiece.
They're arguing about the stuff we got. The chicken nuggets versus the purple looking thing. I don't even know what that one is. Joshua? Tomes? Joshua, did you share or can you share Monster Chronicler with Tomes?
We all know that bearers have a resilience to the ill effects of aether. But don't you find it strange that there are those who, despite being free of magic's burden, can seemingly pass through a flood without consequence.
Like who?
I asked our luresman how this
Whoa.
could be, and he suggested that it might have something to do with bloodlines. Many of the realm's dominants are born to specific families, you see. The Rasfields, the Lesages. So there must be something in those families' blood that provides them with the potential to become vessels for Eikons. But what about the ones who don't awaken? Could it be that this same potential provides them with something of the same immunity? Your uncle's recent travels with you across the ether-ravaged countryside would certainly suggest so. And yet, what about Gav? Well, in smaller, more isolated populations, bloodlines are less diluted. Hence, Shiva's dominant sometimes awakening in the child of a common northerner. And our scouts not having turned 100 times over.
If it really is directly related to bloodlines, I feel like there's a very strong incentive for dominant families to join together and just keep it. It'll be all incest all the way down just to keep it in, right? Yeah, and yet we're all fighting. There's not really any alliances. And by the way, those subtitles were not good. 4-line subtitles? Come on, don't get lazy. That's not how subtitles work.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of ether than most other beasts? Some say that's one of the reasons they were tamed for use as mounts and sumpters, so that an ether flood wouldn't mean instant death for their riders or drivers. Me, I reckon they built it up over generations. Too many foolish traders driving their birds into floods, and only the toughest surviving.
We figured it out. Chocobos are dominants. That's why they're immune.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua,
Make photocopies.
If you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Well, he's coming with us, whether we like it or not.
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow the chronicles for a short while?
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
Let's make photocopies. Make Ted and Crow copy it out. Hey, why can't... Oh my god, they're not letting me read the lore. I can't talk to Hippocrates. Are you serious? Oh wait, we have some missives. Maybe we should read that before anything else.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next. No, she didn't.
Yeah, but when we fix it, maybe.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stonehenge by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. I might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though, just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Sounds like we got a plan.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll go read some missives and talk to the Loresman a little bit first if y'all let me.
Thought I might grab myself a mug of Maeve's mead. Settle me stomach, you know, before we take to the high seas.
As long as you don't get motion sickness from that.
We've run out
The
of
stew's awfully thin these days.
Oh, what do you expect? Farmers are abandoning their fields and traders their routes. Most of what we have now comes from here in the Hideaway.
That also means we're becoming self-sufficient, which is a good thing. Oscar, did you go to Eastpool yet?
I will not forget this kindness, my lord.
I was already there.
I shall go to Eastpool. But as soon as the rebuilding work is complete, I promise to return.
Why were you not there when we were defending Eastpool? Why have you still not gone there? You need to go. The courage to fight. What happened in Eastpool with the Bearers and Guardians has been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it could finally happen here in Rosaria. The Duchy of Old may be no more, but Archduke Elwyn's dream still burns in the hearts of many. And it is through victories such as these that the fire will spread. This is only the beginning, Clive, but a fine beginning it is. Martha. In loss, there will be found. It is hard to believe Theo is gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watering the birds or readying the packs. Yet he is not, and it is everything I can do to not fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together, and so as long as I still have the caravans, he will ever be with me. And I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I choose. Eloise. And one thing that kind of upsets me is that Theo never really found out that Eloise really wanted to continue saving bearers. He thought she was interested in that whole compendium thingy, but she was never, and so he might have died thinking, oh no, now no one's gonna help relieve my sister of the stuff that we're making her do. Telemon maid. Thanks again for helping get the dungeon in order. Had you not rode gallantly to our rescue, I reckon poor Owain and them lot would still be stuck stilling blight water over a bonner. There's always room for improvement though, so don't get your knickers in a knot should I come a knocking at your chamber door, looking for more spheres and ashes and whatnot. Mid. No. Entail mix 4. Clive, there is but one crystal that needs cracking, and but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss. Otto. Everyone loves writing to me even though I'm right here. We got some signboards. Yeah, the Martha's Rest one. It shows a sleeping chocobo, and the guardians and bearers of Rosaria can too rest easy, safe in the knowledge that they have a friend in Martha. Crimson Caravan's board. It is also another chocobo. After the death of her brother and confidant, Theodore, Eloise chose to continue the work they begun together, freeing Barris from slavery, just as she had freed him so many years before. I never really looked at it, but my bed's right here. It's kind of crummy though, it's in this corner here. I feel like... I don't know, it's not very well thought out. Even this couch area looks way nicer than that bed stuffed in the corner. Oscar, go, okay? Oh, I've never been here. Because there's nothing here. Just the balcony. I don't know where anybody else sleeps. I've got a nice room, but everybody else is like... I don't know, they're sleeping in the cafeteria or something. Now may I please talk to Harpocrates a little bit?
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next.
Good morrow to you, my friend.
How was Joshua?
If I may observe.
Your brother is possessed of a rare gift, and I do not mean the flames of the Phoenix. Words, Clive. His findings on Ultima and the Circle of Malleus are worthy of the great Moss himself. Should he choose to devote himself to this path, I hazard he could one day become quite the historian. But not before you and he finish your own story.
History can wait.
After all, for that is what it does. Yeah, Joshua is very regal still, after all these years.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
I'm a living library.
You wish to study the tomes?
Kingdom of Waloed, the sole surviving nation in Ash, ruled by Barnabas Tharm. They have an alliance with Ultima. Veldermark, formerly the most powerful kingdom in Ash until Barnabas took it over, and now he made Waloed. Primogenesis is changing. The imbalance in the ether sapped the potency of crystals and magic in the lands. It also filled the rest with floods, turning men and beasts into mindless, merciless Akashic, all to sap the wills of mankind and make all of humanity into his soulless servants. Turning everyone Akashic and mindless? For what though? Does he want people? He wants labor? Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion once prominent across the entirety of Valisthea. Its key ideologies were rooted in the sacred nature of the Mothercrystals and the worship of Ultima as a god. Though long since faded, scholars believe the faith eventually branched off into what is now widely known as the Crystalline Orthodox. So they might know a lot more about Ultima then, but the Iron Kingdom hasn't been relevant for a long time, and I don't get the impression it'll become relevant again. Journal of Moss. Moss the Chronicler, a famous scholar. His journal has a bunch of details in it, including stuff about the Circle of Malleus and Ultima. Both Moss and his journal were all but removed from public life at the insistence of rival scholars, but at Joshua's request, the Undying were able to track down a copy. Let's make more copies! Make sure everyone knows about the history of the realm. Okay, so for the spoiler ones, it looks like it's in the heart of the Mothercrystals, and they fixed it, so it's not as spoilery now, but I will leave it for a little bit more. I'll read the Lost Mothercrystals. When Sildolphus Telamon put his plans to destroy the Mothercrystals in motion, 5 of their number towered over the twins. 3 Lust and Ultima set in place eons past. Oh, Ultima set the Mothercrystals here? Okay. I hope that's not a spoiler. The Mothercrystal of Zemeckis was the first to fall, followed by Drake's Horn in southern Ash, and then Drake's Eye in the northern territories, where Jill is from, and now they're all gone. Oh, so there were 8 originally. Eikon. Shattered aspects of Ultima's power given flesh by human hosts. It is the 2 Wardens of Fire, who together comprise his perfect form. The Eikons are the lesser elements serving as sacrifices to Muthos' altar in order to test and bolster the vessel's strength. Oh, wait, that means that Joshua should be part of this too, shouldn't he? The 2 Wardens of Fire. When did we learn that? Is it just random knowledge from Moss the Chronicler? The Unbranded. Most bearers are identified soon after birth and marked with a slave brand, but a fortunate few are not and remain unbranded. An unbranded bearer can live like any other man or woman. So as long as their knack for magic remains a closely guarded secret. Should it be revealed, however, they are denounced as liars and imposters and dealt the severest punishment. Okay. Gil. Common currency of Valisthea since the signing of the Continental Accord many centuries ago. The Accord entrusted the administration of the currency to the realm's most trusted merchant guild, headquartered in what would later become the free cities of Canver. The name is from the trader Gilbert the Golden. Over time, the worship of money grew into a full-fledged religion. The Great Bank of Gilbert, the lender. Well, that's kind of like real life too. Akashic. The irreversible change. Okay, so we already think it's irreversible. Brought about by a living being's overexposure to ether. Creatures are stripped of any intelligence or sense of self they may once have had, and become suffused with life force, usually manifesting as extreme strength and aggression. Though most regard men who turn Akashic as naught but mindless monsters, Barnabas and Sleipnir claim they are in fact divine. For what purpose does Ultima want Akashics? The Enterprise, the Hideaway's mithril engine-powered flagship, designed by Sid and Mid, a last hope of humanity should all of Valisthea be lost to the Blight, and constructed in secret in the ironworks in Canver. The mithril with which it's fueled is a highly concentrated source of energy, allowing the ship to achieve speeds thrice that of a galleon at full mast. That's how we were able to catch up to Barnabas. Slave traders, those who make coin buying and selling bearer slaves. The trade is regulated, but there is also a thriving black market of stolen and unregistered bearers. Doris' former master was such a black market trader, and she was training bearers to become killers. Knowing that if the Branda was caught in the act, their ownership records could not lead the constabulary to her door. Why? Because it's the bearer's fault, it's not the slave trader's fault? Okay. Orchestrion. It was made by Mid, and Sid called it her first true masterpiece of engineering. He hit a thingamabob we used for the engine inside it. We don't even know what it is. It just was. Okay. Gazelle greens, the leafy green vegetable loved by chocobos. Such as the birds' attraction to its scent, traders who transport them by the wagon load must seal the boxes tightly, lest they should find themselves accosted by a flock of wild boars on the road. Though most gizzle greens are grown for chocobo fodder, they can be eaten by humans too, provided one trims away the toughest fibers and boils the fleshy leaves in salt water until soft. It's kind of like a cabbage. Adamantite. One of the hardest known materials in the Twins, seams of its ore have only been found in the far-flung reaches of Ash, where the forces of the first Veldermark, then Waloed, often warred with the orcs who claim the lands as their own. Though the metal makes for fine arms and armor, the rarity of both its ore and craftsmen versed in the peculiarities of its forging ensure that adamantite weapons remain the preserve of the rich and powerful. It's an Ash thing too, because they access it so much easier. The Einherjar Yar, flagship of the Waloed Navy, also known as a Black Galleon. It's big and strong and fast, but not as fast as the Enterprise. The pride of Waloed, capable of swiftly delivering elite troops to enemy soil to make war in the name of the mighty Odin. That's where Jill was kept as well. Botany and the Deadlands. The Deadlands are true to their name, in that no plant nor animal can survive for long in land swallowed by the Blight. At least that is without effort and ingenuity. In Sid's Hideaway, Bohemil and Martel found some success in growing crops in Deadland soil, and others continue their legacy in the new Hideaway. Its filters, for instance, make the blackened waters of the Mere fit for human consumption, and much to Nigel's relief, irrigation. Without irrigation, we can't even live here at all. No. Muthos, the vessel's completion. Vessel of limitless power. Jill just gave me Shiva, which I feel like is playing right into this whole gathering dominant powers thing. I don't know if that was a good thing or not, really. Will it mean that people will target Jill less? Now, Jill doesn't really have powers anymore. What's she gonna do? Can she fight that well? I don't know. Ultima manipulates his servants into pitting Clive against the other dominants that he might drink of their strength and bring Muthos closer to perfection. Will. That which separates humans from animals and is given shape by consciousness, a sense of self, and a freedom of thought. Even when one is deprived of other freedoms, it is one's will that drives the pursuit of true liberty. To Ultima, however, human will is a sickness that prevents them from taking their proper divine form, that of the Akashic who blindly serve his own purposes. To this end, he casts primogenesis, transforming much of humanity into his soulless servants. Will, huh? Kinda reminds me of the whole slavery thing going on the other end too, with the bearers. Sometimes it feels like they have no will, even though they should. They should. The bonds of consciousness. The fellow feeling that binds a person with which they love and who love them. So as long as these bonds remain strong, so too does a human's grip upon their will. Ultimate casts Primogenesis in order to sever these bonds of consciousness, that humanity might lose their wills and turn Akashic, and that his vessel might be perfected. If you want to break the bonds, you would basically have to ask Clive to not care about his friends and family and everybody, which I feel like, I don't think that's happening. I mean, nice try, but I don't know. After Clive was bested by Barnabas in the bed of the Naldea Narrow, Jill and Clive fled to the Shadow Coast. It was there that she entrusted her Eikon to him, that he might have the strength to fight their fate to the last. Was that really a good idea? Dion. After laying waste to much of the crystalline dominion in an Ultima-inspired frenzy, Clive evacuated him to the Hideaway, but then he ran away. Back to the Dominion, and he collapsed from shock, awakening to find himself in the care of a young medicine girl named Kihal. We didn't learn that. Kihal, okay. Medicine girl has a name. Does that mean she's important? She's everywhere. Blackthorn, yes, you and Zoltan. We saved Dravoch, and they crafted Ragnarok, the legendary blade whose designs were bequeathed them by their master Vulcan. Mid. Enterprise. Yes, she's a captain. Doris, her former master. She is a cold-blooded killer, apparently. She hates her master, but thanks her for making her strong. Owain. Mid's assistant now, helping her with the engineering stuff. Yup. Philippe. Resigned? He resigned, but he still wants to help Northreach. He still wants to defend them. Oh? He elected instead to form a new town watch that he might better protect the town and those he loves, Isabel chief among them. After leading the defense of Northreach against the Throng of Thralls, he reconciles with the Duke, and they pledge to combine their forces to see the town safe. That is a spoiler for the next quest, isn't it? Probably shouldn't have read that. Okay, this means let's leave the people for later then. Sometimes they're not very careful with what's happened yet and what's not. Shiva? Long before the fall of the Fallen, there existed a tribe in northwestern Storm known as the Motes of Ice, among which the dominant of Shiva would be born. Tales of the Ice Queens of the Old North are passed down among the men and women of the Northlands to this day. Is this the only female-specific Eikon? Seems like it, although I'm not sure if Eikons really have a gender. They're kind of like legendary Pokemon to me.
You are always welcome, Clive.
We will leave it at that for now, and
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise.
it's probably time for us to go to Ash. Torgal, you ready to get going? Because we're gonna go.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
I hope so. I don't know how we're gonna gather the strength to defeat Barnabas though, because we can't even defeat him in human form. Let alone the Eikon form. Nothing else, right? I'm so paranoid these days. I think we're good.
Is something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
I'll hold you to that.
We're going. Oh, we can go back to where we were before? Wait, so Otto had nothing to say? Okay, thanks for the well wishes, I guess. Shadow Coast. The land long having fallen victim to the spreading blight. Now even the most meager of scrub struggles to draw light from the ether-drained cliffs that loom above the barren coastline. Western Ash. Torgal, you should go with Jill. She needs help.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead. See if I can't find us an inland route.
Wait, should we tell people that Jill gave us her powers? Do people know?
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her icon, didn't you?
Ooh.
Yes, I did. She understood.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Joshua doesn't wear the earring anymore. I don't think we ever talked about it.
Then so be it. Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it.
Does Joshua have to give up his icon for us? We were already blessed by the Phoenix. Well, according to what they're saying, it sounds like we do have to take it. Clive trying to take all the powers, I guess because we need to find a way to defeat Ultima somehow.
Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waloed territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
Sure. Yeah, Clive wants to get all the powers so he can get stronger and defeat Barnabas and Ultima. But we sort of know that at the same time, this is exactly what Ultima wants from us. So I don't know how to feel about that. That seems quite like a risky plan. Not the biggest fan of it. Wolfdar. Skaithfar. Yeah, these Norse names. Will we be ready if we come across orcs?
Remember what I said about warm welcomes, Gav?
What did you say about warm welcomes?
Oh, this place is as dead as Grieger's ghost.
Grieger's ghost is dead? As opposed to Grieger being dead? Her ghost is dead? Okay. Crystal is non-functioning. Why? There's a Mothercrystal on Ash. Just because no one's using it? No one's in the town? Osfreyr. What are Osfreyrs? You guys ready? Let's try...
I knew I smelled something.
I see only orcs and a casual kid.
Let's hope the villagers made it out in time.
I can't push people into... Oh, I pushed people out of the way of the Rime Crystal. Doesn't work the same way like with the lightning rod.
It's over.
I still like the lightning rod the most after all. Orcish fodder.
Time to fight.
Might be a little bit overkill. Ow.
You're finished.
Get out of there.
Over here. Get him.
Get the last dude. There's more. There's so many. Giga flare them all then. Can I? Multiple? Kinda got two guys. If they were all in a row, in a nice linear thing, we might have been able to get them. Okay, so the rhyme crystal is doing something. Can we move it? Yeah, we can. It's just like the lightning rod. But we can also kick people out of it just by attacking them. So in that way, it's not quite ideal. I think I prefer the lightning rod a little bit more just because we can push people into it. Alright. You like your little barriers? Well, I don't.
It's over.
Oh, I missed that last dude.
You're in your element.
You ready, guys?
It's Canberra all over again. Where the hell are the royalists?
Seems you were right about that welcome after all, Clive.
Shouldn't there be normal people, like just normal citizens, living in Ash? Not in this town. Primogenesis affects this area too. But they have a Mothercrystal. Not here, but actually quite far away. Yeah, because we're on the Blighted Lands here. So we normally wouldn't expect people to be around anyway, I guess. Did we stock up on potions before we left? We didn't. Especially since we increased our inventory size. That's okay.
Aye, aye.
Oh my gosh. Akashic orcs?
Is the whole of Ash fallen into Ultima's hands?
That's no peace delegation. We should send a warning to the others.
No. My uncle will have an eye on the coast. I trust he'll find a way to entertain any uninvited guests. Our mark is Drake's Spine, and there's a lot of road between us and it. We press on to Stone here.
Aye, you never know. It might not be a nest of slavering monsters.
Clive, you must go on ahead without me. This stronghold is as old as Phoenix Gate, perhaps older. It may yet hide Ultima's remaining secrets, and if we are to best him, they must be unearthed.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
I always do. Mostly.
Is that smart? We're splitting up in enemy territory? You don't even have Yote.
You sure about this?
About leaving my brother on his own. Of course. Mostly.
I get the feeling Yote wouldn't be happy to know about this.
Lady Vivian's map is so old it's hard to tell which way is up. But if I'm right, we're not far from a village called Aistla.
Then we make our way there, resupply, and wait for Joshua.
Yeah, he's not a child. He is a dominant. Maybe I'm babying him a little bit too much. But no matter a dominant or Eikon or what, he's still my little baby brother. The angry Gap. How angry? Like, ride Ambrosia, kind of angry. It's dead. It's dead here. No food?
Ugh, this place reeks like a moble's asshole.
Oh god.
Though I'm guessing it's not the smell that'll kill us.
You've smelled a Morble's asshole? I don't judge, this is a safe place, but that might have been a little bit oversharing. I'm sorry, Ambrosia! Sorry, that was a bit much. Hey. We have to open it. One of these days, it could be some random sword. That's better than Ragnarok. It could be. You never know. Ew, why does it look like that? Oh, what's that? Oh, kind of want to check it out. Just based off the shape of the land being so strange. It's okay, we won't piss off anybody. We'll just make it quick. Oh, that's Gav. I thought it was an orc.
Stay low.
Hi, Pyrolist. Just passing through. Passing through. Don't get angry, please. What's the spot? Oh, the flying guys are probably gonna chase me until the end of days. Oh? There's something here. Did you see that? Torgal's using some ice magic. Hurry up and get rid of them. There's something here. The one time. Yeah, look, Torgal. Magic wolf.
All yours, Torgal.
Alright, can we go in right now? It seems like it might be blocked off. Can I go in? Yes. Oh? Oh, it's the... Oh no. A chronolith is detected nearby. Wait, Masamune. Did you see that? This is what I mean. Random boxes will have like a gigantic legendary sword or something. What the heck? Oh, it's worse than the Ragnarok, thank God, right? The warriors of those islands situated off the far eastern coast of the southern continent are a curious lot, choosing a cloistered existence upon their lonely archipelago, seemingly content with a constant squabbling over lands within their own domain, as opposed to setting out to claim a territory anew. This is fortunate for the rest of the world, as the warriors are pureless when it comes to swordplay. Of course, that would be Japan, eastern coast. And Sephiroth, wasn't Sephiroth's sword Masamune? The chronolith, remember we saw this one back in around Martha's Rest before? And we couldn't activate it before, but it seems like at some point we were able to. And I had heard about it a little bit. It's basically like timed combat trials. I don't think it's anything important.
This one's awake.
Yeah, at some point it just woke up and it didn't really explicitly tell me. Chronoliths are similar to the Areti Stone, in that within them is hidden a virtual battlefield accessible by Clive and Clive alone. Each chronolith presents Clive with a time trial in which he must combat continuous waves of deadly enemies, equipped only with the feat and abilities of a single Eikon. Which means I am not interested.
Let's see what's inside.
Oh, very cool, but no thank you. Ooh, this one's hard, because I think ice is it's not very high damage dealing. And it's timed too, that's scary. Okay. Well, we still got a sword for coming here, even though we're not using it. If we didn't do the Blackthorn quest, then this would have been the best sword. Cool. So there are random little things around the map, if you look. Adamantoise. Let's go, let's go.
Come on.
I don't know at what point the stones started lighting up, because the first time we came across it around Martha's Rest, it definitely wasn't lit up, and then at some point it just changed. But what was the turning point? When did it change? Primogenesis? I'm not sure. Oh, just cut straight through. We don't need to worry about any of this.
This won't be easy.
Blue trifle. Oh, it's the 2 scoops. 2 scoops of what? I don't know. Mud. I mean, I want it to be ice cream, but no, it's not. Sorry, Ambrosia, there's a lot of little obstacles left and right.